Hey everybody, hopefully all of you are doing well. Today's how-to video is going to focus on how to freeze fresh fruit because it's summertime and we're making smoothies and drinks and cocktails, and we're going to talk a little bit about dragon fruit and lychee fruit. Alright, so this is really simple. You just go to the store, pick out your favorite fruits. I got some strawberries here, I got fresh peaches, and I have some dragon fruit over to the right. We're going to talk about that in a minute. When you're handling your own fruit, you have complete control over how small or large you want to cut the pieces. You also have control over whether you want to leave the skin on or not. Once all of the fruit is cut, we're going to put it on a baking sheet that has been lined with parchment paper, and notice that the fruit is not touching and it is not stacked. That's very important. You want all the fruit to lay flat and not touching too much. Once it comes out of the freezer, as you can see, everything is nice and frozen and it's not sticking together. Using the parchment paper helps the fruit release much easier. The other fact that we made sure the fruit wasn't touching before it was frozen, now we could just throw it in the bag and it's less apt to touch and freeze together and become one lump when we go in to use it for our smoothies and cocktails and things like that. See, that was easy, right? And you're going to save money in the long run when you freeze your own fruit. Here's a tip. Wash all fruits and vegetables just before use and cutting. When produce is not washed, the dirt and bacteria that's on the outside of the fruit will be passed on to the flesh via the knife. You'll see what I'm talking about in a minute. Let's talk about dragon fruit. Dragon fruit is a fruit that's grown in Central America and some Southeast Asian countries like Thailand and Vietnam. If you look at it, it really looks different. And how I got to know this fruit was I saw it in the store and I just bought one because I wanted to know what it was all about. So I went home and did a little research and I found out at least how to cut it. All you have to do is cut off the ends and you can see the hull or the outside skin is really thick. So all you have to do to approach the fruit is just make a small incision on the side of the fruit. And you can see what I'm saying. If I hadn't washed the outside of this dragon fruit, I would have passed bacteria right to the flesh. So always make sure you wash your fruit before you cut it. And as you can see, the outside layer of skin just peels right off and you have the fruit. Okay, here's the lowdown on the taste and the texture. The texture to me is like a kiwi. It feels like a kiwi, it tastes, and the seeds are crunchy like a kiwi. Those are the characteristics that mimic each other to me. As far as talking about taste, the taste is much milder than a kiwi. A kiwi tends to be more citrusy, whereas this dragon fruit is a little bit milder and on the sweeter side, especially when they're more ripe. So if you like kiwi, I would definitely suggest you give the dragon fruit a try. Okay, let's move on to lychee. Lychee is a fruit that tends to grow in China, Malaysia, and Vietnam. Of course, we can get them here in the States. If you see them at farmers markets, don't pass them up. Buy some and give them a taste. These have been in the refrigerator, which makes them easier to peel. And I could just peel the skin and the stem right out of the bottom. And these things are so juicy. It's almost like a grape to me. The texture of it is like a grape, especially when they're really juicy. And they have a big seed in the center. So just watch out for that. All in all, I definitely think you guys should give these fruits a try. And I hope you've enjoyed this video of how to freeze fresh fruit and an introduction to dragon fruit and lychee. I want to thank you for hanging out and spending some time with me, and I'll see you guys in the next video.